Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another podcast with Lorne Rubis. And so great to have you here. And as you know, we talk about thriving cultures. We try to give examples of them because we're all part of this movement around creating conditions for people to thrive and contribute in the best possible way anywhere, and leaders that also support that. And this is about the monster hit show put on by Apple Plus Television called Ted Lasso that hopefully many of you have watched. If not, you may have heard about it. One of Ted Lasso's fundamental values is around just deeply believing this positive commitment towards moving forward. And of course, this famous Believe handwritten sign that's replicated on his t-shirt was up on the wall of the dressing room or fitting room of the Richmond Football Club, and was on the wall, and it became symbolic of the show. And one of my wonderful clients were kind enough to send me as a gift, after I had the privilege of facilitating a culture leadership session with them, this particular shirt. And they all showed up wearing this shirt, which was pretty remarkable. There were about 40 of them in the room, and it was just such a wonderful thing, and it was the essence. And so I kind of just tapped into my friend ChatGPT to give some insight to a couple of questions that I thought I'd share with you. I know you can go to ChatGPT, but I'll save you the time and maybe kind of give a perspective. I asked a question around why the show was so popular with people. And because I think it's a message around what we're searching for in our lives. And it's an overall, the Ted Lasso show, a combination of heartwarming optimism, which is, by the way, my son Garrett, who helps do this with me, that's who he is. Strong character development, humor, engaging storytelling, and relatable themes that contribute to just who we are, regardless if you're never been to England before, don't even like soccer, quote, football. But there was something about Ted Lasso that just ignited this connection for us. So I then asked a question around his leadership philosophy. And I had some message for them, but I was curious around what ChatGPT would say about it, and said, overall, Ted Lasso's leadership philosophy is centered on understanding, uplifting, and building relationship with his team members, fostering a positive and supportive environment, and so inspiring people to do their best. That is what we as human beings want out of each other and our leaders. So while Ted Lasso is a fictitious character, we connected with him so much, most of us, because he was a great but imperfect leader. We want great, not perfect leaders. And he was great because he cared so deeply through the character of the people around him. Even when the, quote, evil Nate backstabbed them, he refused, even though other people around him wanted him to trash him, to get back to him, to exact revenge. That wasn't who Ted was. Ted was forgiving, empathetic, understanding. He wanted to win, don't get me wrong. And they wanted to win on the pitch, on the football pitch. And that was important. But more than that, he wanted everybody, including himself, to continue to grow and develop with all his frailties, his mental wellness issues, he was divorced from his wife, all these, his distance from his child, all these things. Then I asked a question around, what was the culture of the Richmond team? And at first, it was a very toxic culture when he got there. But he said, over time, the team's culture shifts from one of division and mediocrity to unity, growth, and supportiveness, largely due to Ted Lasso's leadership and his positive influence on his players. Look, there is a system. And I don't want to turn this into a commercial pitch, but the end with it is that when we create these conditions for culture, we have a framework that we use, the integrated cultural elements, the 10 of them. If you go on the Lorne Rubis website, you can see them and have access to them. They're free. We have a diagnostic that we use that built with my wonderful business partner, Debbie Blakeman, in a company called Culturegenics. Go to www.culturegenics.com and you can find out more about being able to have access to that diagnostic and to that framework. And in the most simple and wonderful way, we have made that Ted Lasso philosophy accessible at the team level through Belongify. Go to belongify.com. And again, the whole purpose of this is not to sell stuff. The purpose of this, though, is to take what may seem like a fictitious, inaccessible story in Ted Lasso and to make that real in our lives. Because yes, we can watch it on Apple TV, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, we're entertained, but our life is much more. It is really the richness of what we see every day, and the way that Apple TV and the wonderful producers and directors and writers in particular, and the actors, portrayed what our lives are. And we're searching for belonging. We're searching for contribution. We want to win in the best possible way. We are frail, we are imperfect, but we love positive, empathetic environments. Yes, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to fail, but it's about learning and moving. All those things that are captured in Ted Lasso. Congratulations to them for tapping into what's oftentimes missing in our lives and making it accessible, even if it's on the screen. But we're saying it's more than that. It is truly accessible. If it's not, it's hard, but it's accessible. We can do it. We can do it together. So whether you ever go to any one of our websites, do anything, but if you get anything out of this, believe that we can thrive. Believe that we can make workplaces better. Believe that it starts with us, starts with every one of us, and we'll have an impact. Hey, thanks for letting me get in my soapbox, get excited about Ted Lasso. Give me another reason to wear my Believe shirt another day. And thank you to the wonderful people at Hilton School District in New York State that gave me this. Love you all. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.